I put a little piece of double-sided tape right here and a little piece right here. And the idea is it should hold this down just at the right angle for spraying all the way around. Don't need to worry about here. And I do believe that this side here goes up against something, so yeah, it's basically these two sides and the top. That should be enough. A little bit left. I do believe it's completely covered. It's just that the plastic is so much the same color. I don't think there's any use putting any more on. It's not going to get any better. It's just going to build up thicker and cover up the detail, especially on the front there. I want to keep as much detail as I can. Now, do you remember that little part that we zoomed in on yesterday? It actually fits in those two little holes right there. I believe it's supposed to be a loudspeaker. Just for the fun of it, let's see if we can find it in Stefan's book. Okay, here it is. Here we have two drawings, the port and starboard side. And if we go up, we'll find a different kind of drawing. Okay, now here we can actually see it in this type of drawing, and it's number 14. Number 14 is a loudspeaker.
Now, I am not so old and stubborn that I refuse to listen to the suggestions in the comments. And I read a comment this morning and it went something like this: try out Tamiya's XF24. And so I went to check it out, and I don't see it on the hobby store's website. But after a little investigating, I find out that if I ask for gray spelled Gray, well, voila, there is a whole, well, 7 more, bottles of gray. So it depends on how you spell it. If you spell it Grey, you get the first 12, and if you spell it Gray, you get an additional 7. Now, this is not necessarily the hobby store's fault. Tamiya spells it 2 different ways on their bottles. Grey and Gray. Now that I think back, when I was a kid, I was taught to spell the word color Colour. I spell it the other way now, just Color, like I think most of the world. Anyway, interesting. This crazy English language.
Okay, that's the H30. This is our little loudspeaker, L4. Here we are with H57. It's this one right here. This is H58. But I've discovered that I didn't nip off the J38. And I thought, well, that's impossible. I was sure I got everything. But when I checked the J sprues, and there is only 2 of them, both J38s are still on there. And I've already cleaned my airbrush. So maybe I don't know. The airbrush does such a good job on places where there's really a lot of detail. And there is a bit of another experiment that I wanted to conduct, which involves the slide, a microscope slide, so I could probably do that at the same time here. Another thing I was noticing is that on this one here, if I can turn it over, there. Okay, on this one here, why can't I find it now? Oh, maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, you can see I didn't paint it very good. You can see it's right down here at the base of it. It's almost, you can see the plastic really good. In other words, that's got to be repainted too. So maybe I better get the airbrush out and redo these. I don't necessarily have to show it. We've already done some airbrushing in this episode. Now, I was talking about losing detail if I was to paint something by hand, and what I was thinking of is if you look at the grill work in the top of this vent, if I was to try and paint this with a brush, I'm sure I would be filling all of that in.
Yeah, I'm going to try and remember to take a shot after I've done the airbrush thing, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison.
Okay, I've changed my mind. I will show it, and I thought I may as well use my rotator here because these pieces are, perfect for that. I mean, why go to the expense and bother to make this thing up if I'm never going to use it? Now I'm just noticing here I may have put a little bit too much in. It looks like the grill got flooded a little bit. I'm hoping that when it evaporates, it's, the detail is going to come back. About an hour has passed now. And I don't know, I would assume that the grill in that little box is dried out.
Once again, I'm moving my spotlight around from side to side so that the shadows cast a little bit different down into each one of those little holes. Yeah, and it looks like everything's okay there. It turned out I was pretty worried for a while. Yeah, but it dried up, and yeah, well, maybe if I had brushed it, it might have dried up a little bit too. I don't know. However, let's try that side-by-side comparison that I was talking about a while ago. Well, I know this is not exactly side-by-side. However, it's going to have to do. And also, this video for today is going to have to do. So, all being well, we'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching.